Do you see the pendulum swinging back towards the West Coast? Everybody has a
Of
run.
course,
It's always
definitely. I think the West Coast is in a fine space right now. I mean, Mustard's running the radio, Ty is out here, YG is out here, Kendrick clearly, Nipsey, the whole TDE camp. I'm at Problem, T-Fly, I could go on for days. You know what I'm saying? Sage and I Am Sue, just in itself, I just named 10, if not more, artists that are popping. So, it's definitely dope to see the West have a resurgence and be in this space. And I mean, for me, Atlanta is always a hub. Atlanta is always a mecca. Like, nothing's changed. We always have some of the hottest artists in the game. But, one who grew up loving, the Chronic and Doggy Style and everything that Death Row accomplished and Souls of Mischief and so many things that came out of the West Coast. I'm loving seeing, what the West is delivering for the culture.
What do you think it would take? And this, I know people don't think I'm biased because I am. But what do you think it would take for New York to actually have their turn back around? There's been a whole lot of talk lately about who's lacking, who's not doing this, and where this is coming from. What's your opinion?
I don't know. I think it's hard because New York had the crown for so long. So it's not even like it's really been gone that long. I mean, if we want to talk about some of the greatest and best ever, they still come from the city, you know what I'm saying, of all time. And still, in my opinion, are still relevant within the culture. Now, when it comes to new artists, it's just, I think it's in a fair space, when you have people like Troy Ave, when you have the ASAP movement, and when, you know what I'm saying, and there's not necessarily a New York sound anymore because hip-hop started in the city and then it went, so many different places, and then from that, even from this city was influenced and inspired by the sound that started here and went other places and then came back. So, I think it's only a matter of time. I think everybody, it always comes back around and we see, we see resurgence and everything. So I'm sure at some point, New York's gonna find a certain sound and we're gonna be able to name 10 plus artists, you know what I'm saying, just like I did for the West Coast.
There's been some speculation because T.I.'s on album, I think number 9 now. It's an insane run of albums that he has under his belt. And there's been some talk about what was it that put him over the top, that absolutely solidified him. Now, some people have said it was the verse on Destiny's Child, the Soldier remix, and other people have said it was the movie. Some people said it was What You Know. What, in your opinion, when did you look at T.I. and go, that's it, he got it?
Well, I did that early on, probably. For us in the South and for Atlanta, that happened at Never Scared when he did the Bone Crusher record. That was when, for us, Tip was solidified. Like, oh yeah, he's here. And then when he did a mixtape, PSC In the Streets Part 3, which had 24s, and this was kind of after the I'm Serious run, and that Tip was kind of the go-to guy for the city. So, and then for me, when we first did the Down with the King mixtape, I knew we were on our way.
Okay, so how do you know that you're on your way? How did you know when did you get to the point where you were like, okay, DJ Drama is a dude and I'm not leaving?
Well, probably around Trap or Die time. I knew that I was okay, I'm it. I didn't know I wasn't leaving yet because I remember, in my mind during those times, during the Trap or Die, the Jeezy tapes and the Wayne tapes, and my mind used to always think, okay, cool, it took you this long to get here, Drama. How do you stay here? You know what I'm saying? So
here comes Gangsta Grills.
Well, yeah, I mean those were Gangsta Grill tapes, but
I mean, as a franchise,
as a brand,
now everybody kind of wants one. There was a time when you weren't official if you didn't get your own Gangsta Grill.
But then the thing for me was, how do you maintain that and sustain that over time? Because we've seen somebody be hot today and gone tomorrow, especially within hip hop. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like, okay, how do you make sure, I'm consistent? I think after the raid though, and we made it through that, and I still had my relevancy. It's still every day is hard work, but I felt like, okay, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like Drum is Drum. He's part of the culture, just like Capri is and Clue is and Flex is and Drum.